Hey guys, Danny here, and we're going to be talking about Saabs. Donut Media just posted a great video. Once again, they made another great video. This one was pretty entertaining, and they did real good. They just missed a little detail, maybe 2.5, which was the 9000. They did not mention a word about the 9000 or the newer generation 93s like the Turbo X. But they left out those cars. So I'm here to take over where they kind of left off. I'm going to be talking about the 9000 for sure, the 900 SPG a little bit. They already went over the 900s. They didn't really touch SPG. There's not too much I'm going to say in a quick time, but the Turbo X too. So those like 3 I'm going to talk about. So to start off with the 900 SPG. SPG is Special Performance Group. And the SPG, there was only about 7,000 of them in the US made between the generation years that they began and started with. And the SPG was their more performance-oriented 900 and is a very hard 900 to find nowadays, which came in like 3 colors, the Talladega red, and there's a couple blacks, and I think like a green, a dark green or something. So you could only get them in their 5-speed manual compared to the 900s, which would come out in 3-speed automatic. This is all about performance. You want to be one with the car. They had better suspension, they had better aero, they changed up the tires to wider tires. They overall enhanced their 900 SPG over the regular 900s. And my cat is going in the camera box. And I meant camera back. But you're in another video again, but this is about Saabs, so you can leave. So, to continue, the 900 was overall more performance oriented. It was lower, stiffer springs, stiffer roll bars, I think, which overall improved the stance. They did bigger fender flares on the edges, and now the cat wants to go out. The 900 SPG was also the 5-speed manual, but the gearbox for both of them were under the motor. Why? Why did they do that? Not only, they switched it around, obviously. The motor was switched backwards, so all the belts and stuff were on the back of the motor, which made it a pain in the ass to work on. Which, hey, Saab tried to do something different. It worked out, but also didn't work out. It had better traction because although the weight was over the front wheels with the transmission and then the motor, but it was a little difficult to work on. But it pushed 10 psi with their turbo, which it's not a lot, but that's pretty good for a T3 turbo back then. Then they started coming out with intercoolers setups, which helped out better. And the 900 was overall a more performance-oriented Saab. The 9000 almost had a V8, which would have been pretty cool. They were experimenting with V8s in those platforms. They had a Ferrari 4.0 liter V8, which that would have been really cool. They did have it. The Saab Sonnet. Saab Sonnet, you could still have those now. I worked on one on the shop. I was helping finishing it up as it was rebuilt. The V4 engine, which I didn't even know they came with a I didn't even know there was such thing as a V4 engine. I was like, they have straight 4s. What about a V4? Yeah, well, they have that, and it pretty much same motors that come in like tractors nowadays, like forklifts. The Saab Sonnet was a pretty cool little car, and it was a fiberglass body and whatnot, but we're not talking about that little sports car that they made. To go on to the new style Saabs, the newer GM style Saab, which is still has a Saab branding name, a lot of GM, but the Turbo X, the 9.3 Turbo X. 30-year anniversary of all that turbocharging they did. But you can't leave it out. The Turbo X, there might be limited numbers. There might only be 2,000 in the world, and there's only 600 in the US. That car is only one color, 2 body styles, one 2.8 liter V6 with a turbo, 15T turbo, with a X-wheel drive, all-wheel drive system that Saab came up with, which rivaled Subaru's STI all-wheel drive and rivaled Audi's all-wheel drive system. So they only made that Turbo X for that limited year in 2008, which is the facelifted year. It came up to $45,000 for a sedan, up to $47,000 for a station wagon, either in the manual or automatic. Manuals are a lot harder to find in sedan, but it was a stunning car, the Darth Vader they called it, and they still do. It is a beautiful car, and you can't forget the one-off aluminum alloy wheels that everybody loves so much on the Turbo X, which are my personal favorite. Hang me if you must, I'm sorry, which as you can tell I don't have on my car, but the Turbo X should not be forgotten. Saab should not be forgotten. We'll keep them on the road and we'll keep them alive. You might not see a new one, but they're still on the road, and those are some of the cars that Donut Media left out, which I find extremely important to the Saab community, and I just wanted to bring a little taste of those cars to you guys. Time to wrap this up. If you guys like Saabs or other videos, maybe I should talk more about these cars in depth, but I just want to get a quick little video out there. So hit the like button, subscribe, share it to your friends. If they wondering where the Turbo X, the 9000 and 900 SPG are, it's right here. I'll have more videos coming up of other cars like the 93X, 97X, the Subaru, and others. Just hit the like. Peace out.